Tonight's subject is called hard choices. As individuals, we make tough decisions in life about just everything. What kind of jobs to have, what kind of career path we want, the choice of friends, so friends that we want, friends that we want to kick out and expel from our lives. The choice of how to do that. How does Islam teach me to deal with hardships and disappointments? All of us have that. As couples, husband and wife, tough choices. When do we start a family? When's the right time? When should we get married? If a marriage doesn't work out, how do we know that divorce is the right thing? And if we do, is this going to be pleasing to Allah, or did we fulfill the proper reasons? Just as we continue to age in life, what should I be thinking about? What should I busy my time with? And the list is literally endless. What does the Quran teach us? What does the Sunnah teach us of how we can navigate tough decisions? So the first thing is that the Quran and Sunnah give us the principles to follow. So that's what I'm going to share with you. Principles that you and I follow to help us with any tough decision in life, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Is that okay? I personally like, and I find it's very fruitful to go to the story of Musa alayhi salam. And they are a set of ayat that really beautifully outlines that Musa alayhi salam is in a tough situation. And he's got to make certain decisions. And these decisions are all for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure. And he can't turn back on any of them. Once he commits himself to it, he wants to follow through it to the best of his ability. And he wants to do it genuinely and sincerely. So how does he walk through and do this? Allah tells us in Surah Taha, قَالَ رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِي وَاجْعَلْ لِي وَزِيرًا مِّنْ أَهْلِي هَارُونَ أَخِي أُشْدُدْ بِهِ أَزْرِي وَأَشْرِكْهُ فِي أَمْرِي كَيْ نُسَبِّحَكَ كَثِيرًا وَنَذْكُرُكَ كَثِيرًا. Pause there. This section of verses is what I want to share with you bi'ithnillahi ta'ala. So let's begin. Now before we go into the translation, we need to put some context here, what's happened. Now Musa alayhi salam, in Egypt there are wanted posters all over. There is a campaign. Musa is the most wanted person in all of Egypt. Okay, where he saw two individuals, they were getting into an argument, he intervened, he tried to stop it, he took out the life, he punched somebody, he hit them, he struck them to a point where they literally dropped dead. But the point is now that's happened, the rumors eventually get out, and people eventually know and they hear, and it's confirmed, it's no longer a rumor, that Musa alayhi salam is the man responsible for taking the life of this person. So he leaves for some time, and as he's gone for some time, he gets a set of verses that are sent to him. It's revealed to him. The first of that is this: اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى. Go to Fir'aun, he is a tyrant. Now pause. Fir'aun is the most powerful man in every aspect at that time. Politically, socially, he has all the power, the wealth, the status. Everything is literally at his hands. What does Musa alayhi salam have? Nothing. He has no army, he has no status, he has no weapons, no ammunition, no army, nothing. That feels like some of you when it's time to make a decision. There's no one to talk to. There's no one to turn to. The people around you just may not understand your perspective, your feelings, your emotions. They probably won't get it. And this is usually the conflict that parents have with kids, especially the parents who grow up in a different place and a different time. And your children grew up in this culture, in this time. There is often a conflict where you just can't get where your kids are coming from. how they see life, how they see relationships, how they see Islam, in deen, all of that. You grew up that when your parents told you something to do Islamically, you went automatically into sami'na wa ata'na. You hear, you obey. Even if it was time to get married, that's your upbringing. But now when it comes time for your kids to get married, there's a whole intelligence report you have to go through. There are certain qualifications, a resume, lots of criteria involved, lots of conversation. And you as a parent now, you're like, why don't you just trust Allah? I mean, just trust Allah. Make dua and make istikhara and khalas, leave it at that. What's wrong with you? Conflict. And it's not just marriage, it's everything. Musa alayhi salam here, he has got nothing, and Allah told him to go and confront the most powerful human being at that time. What does he do? So all of you, including myself, any tough situation in your life, you've got to make decisions about. You're standing literally alone. Now you've got to confront this situation. Nobody fully really understands what you're going through, what you feel. You've got to deal with this. Now follow how Musa alayhi salam handles this. Musa alayhi salam now could easily say, oh Allah, could you bless me with an army? Could you give me some power? Could you give me like special powers? Give me like a special sword or something. What does he do? Musa alayhi salam says, قَالَ رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي. Here's your first step towards making that good decision, inshallah, in tough times. He asks Allah, oh Allah, literally means to open the chest and to purify or to cleanse. Some translations also say to calm the heart. Ishrah li sadri is Quran's way of telling you and I to stay calm. So the first thing is, yeah, I know it's emotional, it's difficult, you're alone, there's no one to talk to, you don't know how you're going to navigate that situation in front of you. Just relax. Number 2, وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي. He asks Allah to make this task easy for him. So number 2, ease is never something that happens as a result of our efforts. None of us can overcome any trial or fitna or test, no matter how minuscule it is, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the strength to overcome. وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي. Untie the knots of my tongue. This is the third thing he asks Allah for. Even if you don't have a stutter, even if you don't have any struggle or any complications with your speech, that's not the point of the ayah. He says, وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي. Untie the knots on my tongue. It's a phrase in the Quran to describe that when I do speak, people will get me. يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِي. Like they'll understand what I'm saying. You don't have to have a stutter in your speech for people to get confused. You could be fluent and people are like, bro, I don't know what you're saying. What are you talking about? I can't follow anything you're talking about. Like that. So وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي is also addressing that as I am speaking, even in a spiritual sense, maybe physically my tongue doesn't get tied, but spiritually, at least when I do speak, people will get what I'm saying. That's also tough. And this comes down to you now. So putting this into perspective in the topic, you've got to talk to somebody and you need help in making a difficult decision. So you need to be able to describe exactly how you feel and what you're going through to somebody else, whoever that somebody else is. You want to be able to express how you feel in a way that at least they can sympathize and understand and walk you through. Now, one of the things that you kind of gather when you study Musa alayhi salam's story in all of the surahs that are mentioned, you notice there's something about his personality. He seems to be a really shy individual. Now, he seems to be the kind of person that's reserved to himself quite a bit. And what's going to happen? I don't know how I'm going to handle this. So he keeps himself relaxed. And all he's concerned about is, some of the ulama say that Musa alayhi salam did have a stutter, right? And it's based on a couple of narrations, but the point is that that's besides the point. He just wants to get his story out clearly. If we pause there, that takes care of you. Do we need support? Yeah, nobody can survive alone. Even if they say, like, I don't need anybody in my life, they're lying to you. As a matter of fact, that could be like an emotional trauma and problem that they're experiencing right then and there. When somebody comes and tells you, like, I don't need anybody in my life. Musa alayhi salam needs some help. So he asks Allah for help. وَجَعَلْ لِي وَزِيرًا مِّنْ أَهْلِي هَارُونَ أَخِي. Just, oh Allah, could you also give me a wazir, some support from my family, my brother Harun? You know, our version of that is, I just need somebody I can call. I just need somebody to give me their opinion. Okay, this is what I want to do. So part of Islam, what Islam helps us to also see when we're making difficult decisions, it's also important to get perspectives from others. To ask others for their outlook, their opinion. What would you do in this situation? How would you approach it? So Musa alayhi salam asks Allah for help. And he wants his brother there because in Surah Al-Qasas, he explains why. That the reason why I want my brother is because he's more fluent, he's more eloquent in explaining, you know, anything. Like I can just kind of rely on him to do most of the talking. Imagine Musa alayhi salam, he walks in. Wouldn't there be security everywhere? His name and his face would be known to everyone. And he still walks up to Fir'aun. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him the path that he's able to walk through security. They don't stop him. Somehow Allah blesses him that he's able to soften the hearts of these people that are out looking for him, that they allow him, okay, yeah, you can go. Oh, you want to go by yourself? Oh, you go. Let's see what happens. Somehow Allah gives him the path, and he's able to make it all the way to the most powerful human being at that time. How in the world was he able to do that? With nothing. This is what I will conclude with, inshaAllah ta'ala. Musa alayhi salam has Allah. If you don't have Allah in your life, then nothing in this world comes easy. The most simple and trivial things, they will always be difficult. Nothing will make sense to you. You will never find perspective on why things happen the way they do. Ushdud bihi azri wa ashrikhu fi amri. So give me the strength that, you know, we can share responsibility. Give him some tasks, give me some tasks. So don't put all the burden on me. So that's where the support came in. Then it continues and it says, كَيْ نُسَبِّحَكَ كَثِيرًا وَنَذْكُرُكَ كَثِيرًا.